Oh, I'm absolutely going to miss this place. And I feel bad I didn't live up to its potential. I was going to paint that garage door black. But it's not my place, but I don't think the landlord would have cared. Oh. I see my neighbor Doug's up, and he's watching TV this morning. Oh, I need to button this jacket up. It's a little chilly this morning. It felt good inside the house. I was like, I'm not even going to need a jacket today. I'm actually going to deliver this motorcycle to the new house, and this morning, and live out of the Camaro for a couple days while I finish moving a handful of things in the back of the rest of the house. We'll talk about my year in the abyss. Yeah, this was a little bit of you had to come out of here like you meant it. Well, that's the way you live in the city. These people's driveways on the right, it'd be brutal up on that hillside. And also, I like the houses up on the hillside. It's really, it's a lot of privacy and stuff, but I imagine that they got basement issues and foundation issues with that earth pushing against them. So I thought about this, how I was going to wrap up the year my year in the city. Literally, I've lived right on the edge of the city for a year now. I was wondering how I was going to describe it. And the one thought that kept coming to mind is last night I stopped at Home Depot to get a couple supplies, and stopped at the grocery store, picked up a little something for supper. Even though I made a big casserole, I was exhausted last night. I just want to pick up a quick sandwich from the grocery store. And I realized that the first thing I do now when I live in the city, check my gas gauge. I want to make sure I got enough gas to get to where I'm going. Because gas stations in the city, as most of you probably know, is not an easy thing to come up with. Also, knowing your routes, check the traffic. There was a rollover on I-75 North this morning, so I'm hoping that I don't run into that. But I-75 is a quicker way to go than hopping on 471, 275. I'm a urban guy now. You have these routes instead of we're going to take Markland Pike down to the 56 and go to work that way, because that's the only way you can go. And stoplights, oh my God, I'll be so glad to not have stoplights anymore. And the new house is going to be a challenge, Joe. A challenge for the channel anyway. Since I don't have a garage, I'm going to have to be creative with my motovlogging, and until I get a shed built. But even when I get the shed built, I don't doubt that's going to be one of the places where I'll be filming. It's just going to be a place to keep the motorcycle out of the weather for now, until I determine my future. Either if I'm going to buy this place and build a permanent garage there, or something else. My new landlord is a realtor, and I think she wants to sell me something. And I told her, I was like, listen, I'm not paying 20% down on modern houses that are overpriced. So she understands my scenario. And it's a little bit of an experiment to me. If I can get creative and buy something, which is tough these days, to see if, because I want to know, can my kids do it? If I can do it, my kids can do it, so that's the tough one. I can never remember this turn. I got to make this turn up here, I think. Yeah, city guy, figuring out the routes. I'm trying to remember the routes, different routes to work. This is 6 a.m. on a Friday morning. Is it Friday? Yeah, I think so. I can never remember the day. That's another problem. Yeah, you can turn left on red when it's on one way. Is that right? Yeah. executive commuters coming in, going in late. 6 a.m. is late for shift workers. There's the Covington police. But the one thing I noticed about living in the city, grocery stores, hardware stores, everywhere you go, no one respects your space. People leave their grocery carts in the middle of the aisles and go shopping. People are on top of you. Well, run the yellow light, the cop won't. There's another yellow light. That's what I get. See? No, but it's like nobody respects your personal space. It's just like you don't get privacy. You don't get the feeling of, oh, I can just sit here and drink my beer and not be bothered. I sit on my porch every night and drink a beer and eat my supper. And I don't mind some of my neighbors. There's an old lady, 67, lives on the next street over, and she walks. She's a power walker. She said she retired a couple years ago, and she didn't know what to do with herself, so she became a power walker. And she's Catholic and doesn't drink, but she'll share a beer with me. And yeah, guy, I'm going to pace it for this light. See. And she hangs out and talks to me, tells me about her life, and it's really pleasant. Her name's Martha. Super nice lady. Tells me about her husband's bad leg and her life in general. But there's other people that like they walk by and it's like stare at you. And I know they're going to wherever they need to go. I'm glad they're walking, but it's like it feels like it's an invasion of privacy. And I just can't get used to it. Can't adapt to it. Every time I'm at the grocery store and like I gotta go up one aisle because there's like multiple people like just browsing. It's like, you know what you want to buy, make a list, go buy it. But consumerism. And locking my door constantly locking my door. And I didn't think it was a big deal. You know, I'm in a really nice neighborhood. But then my camera picks up random people like walking by and checking my doorknob. Random people knocking on the door that I don't know. And I'm like, especially this one guy that's always got a backpack on. It always bothers me. I don't know who he is. I never see him in my neighborhood otherwise, except when I'm at work and he's on my camera and he comes on, knocks on my door. And says someone's name I can never make out. I don't know if it's the previous tenants or what, or if he's just casing the place. And this is his way in case the neighbors see him. But it's like always makes me like make sure my doors are locked because you know there's people that check your doors. It's just I don't know. I don't expect that in the little farm community I'm moving to. It's 6 a.m. on 6:47. There's the cops. There's a wreck on I-75. I-75 north. You can see it backed up. And these people will be late for work. Should have left earlier. You know, there's a wreck on I-75 north all the time. It's about an hour ride to where I get to go and meet the internet guy there. The house was not wired for internet, so he's going to drill some holes, and I'll unbox some stuff while I wait for him to get there. He said, it might take a couple hours to do, they said. And I'm like, I don't care. I just don't care. Then I'm going to leave the bike in the country in a friend's garage. The juice box is going to bring me back. Anyway, the logistics of this move has been a nightmare. And I swear I don't want to move ever again. I told the realtor, I said, if I move, I said, let's move across the street or something so I can just carry stuff. I don't think she understands my sense of humor. Nonetheless, this is the novel again. I might note that this is pretty light traffic running on I-75 south, going toward Florence, Kentucky, flowing. There's lots of industry out here, lots of people going to work. This is probably morning commuters. And you'll note there's no motorcycles. This is a really mild September day. Really mild September day. And there's no motorcycles commuting. And there's no chance of rain for like the next 5 days. This would be like the prime commuting weather. No humidity. I'm wearing my Beyond Riders armored flannel and a hoodie underneath it. It's like, I don't know, 65 degrees, something like that. No humidity. It's like perfect weather. I'm like, this is like prime weather. And there's no motorcycles at all. Come on, people. Of course, the Harley dealer don't open until 10, so I know the Harley guys, I know there's a couple of the Harley mechanics up here do ride to work. And one guy's got a green, old school green Springer Softail, Springer, and everything's painted green, which is kind of cool. Like olive drab green. This is going to be the new Harley dealer up here on the right. High Stakes Harley. That's going to be the dealer, that old Crunch Fitness building. It's huge. This should be interesting. I'm not going to miss this commute. This is not even halfway there, and it's just when you got an hour commute on the interstate, there'll be a certain point where like I have to set the cruise control, because if I don't, I'll be running 100 miles an hour like a banshee just to cover time, just to cover the distance. So, well, it's a pretty commute. You do it for every day, it'll wear you out. It's whether day or night. Yeah, we're doing this the old school way, since I can't even find my action camera. I know it's in a backpack somewhere, in a camera bag. I got quite a few camera bags with equipment gear, and I don't even know where they're at. I don't even know where my air fryer is. I think it's in my car. My car is at a different location. I am moved though. I've got boxes stacked everywhere, but I moved far away from my home where I've been living the last year. And it was a home. It was a place I bought to be a home, and I made it a home, and I had a year of bachelorhood that became, I learned a lot of lessons there, and I'm very appreciative of that time and that house. And I spent the last 2 weeks cleaning that house and moving out of that house, because of that house, the house, the spirit, whatever energy was in that house, I felt like I owed a lot to it, and I wanted to treat it right. I painted some walls, painted the staircase, cleaned it like a surgeon's scalpel. I wanted the next people to live there to have a nice place to move into and turn it into their home. So, needless to say, that's why I didn't post a video the last 2 weeks. The video up this, I had filmed a couple weeks ago at the house, and I was lost of words, and I was feeling very nostalgic. I'm still feeling very nostalgic about it, but this all happened about 17-18 weeks ago. I had a series of tower moments, and it was like, I remember riding home thinking, I need to make some changes in my life, some serious changes in my life. I'm not going in a direction that was heading in my dreams. And the vision you have of how your life is going, this is not the vision that I hold of myself. You have this self-esteem, this vision of yourself and how you want your life to be, and it was not panning out that way. I'm not like I was in an alleyway, with a needle in my arm or nothing like that. It wasn't like down and out. It was just a series of events that happened that just told me, like, yeah, you're not going in the direction that the universe wants you to go. This actually started like a year and a half ago at a church in New Mexico. So the viewer who commented on one of my videos about me using the word manifestations and affirmations and talking about me and the devil, just let you know that that I was what I would consider divinely guided from an experience I had in a church in New Mexico. So don't talk to me about spirituality. I will be doing a video about spirituality and motorcycles, or how motorcycles will make you spiritual. But we're not getting into this deep religion. I'm not going to preach to you about how you should live your life. I think that every person should have this deep-seated conversation with themselves and their relationship with who they think their higher power is. This is all of a sudden I'm like getting sidetracked when I just wanted to talk about getting back on track. This is literally, I have a couple videos in my camera somewhere that I will have to find and download and anyway, this stuff has been sitting in my editing file, and I was like, I need to get it out. Anyway, I'm coming home from night shift, and I'm going to go see my daughter, and then I'm going to my new homestead and sleep because I got to work again tonight. This is the weekend of the Indian Larry block party, and this is the first time in multiple years that I haven't been there, and I'm feeling very sick about it. That's why I'm wearing my Indian Larry block party t-shirt from last year. And I'm sorry, Andy, I won't make it. Sorry, Alex and Sebastian and everybody. I'm going to miss you, Peter. Yeah, it's always a good time, Steve. It's always a good time, and Bobby. But it is like one of them things, like, sometimes you have to put your priorities of your road ahead. I like that. Your road ahead above fun. And this is actually turned into a very serious conversation that I didn't mean it to go. Anyway, on that note, it's tired. I got off night shift. I'm speaking gibberish. I love you, motherfuckers.